He said 3 substantial disagreements remain with the UK over plans for a transition period after Brexit, adding, "If these disagreements persist, the transition is not a given. To be frank, I'm surprised by these disagreements. The positions of the EU are very logical, despite UK hopes of being able to gradually break free from Brussels during the transition period." Mr. Barnier said that Britain must accept all EU rules and obligations until the end of the transition in order to secure an agreement, adding, "Time is short and we haven't a moment to lose if we want to succeed." The EU's Brexit negotiator also doubted Theresa May's plans to steer clear of a hard Irish border while exiting the single market and customs union, saying the UK government's current plans mean checks will become unavoidable. Mr. Barnier said it is important to tell the truth. A UK decision to leave the single market and to leave the customs union would make border checks unavoidable. The sooner the UK makes its choices, the better. I wasn't talking about a threat when I talked about the transition. EBS Live Barnier said a hard Irish border is unavoidable if the UK leaves the single market. Customs union have some problems understanding the UK's position. They asked for the transition period on the basis of logical conditions. You're keeping single market, customs union policies for a limited period. It's understandable we keep the regulatory period. It's the integrity of the single market at stake. He also denied suggestions his attitude towards Brexit talks had been discourteous or vindictive. "We never wished to punish the UK. It's totally foreign to my state of mind, and this has been true from the very beginning, and this will be true until the very end of the negotiations. Quite simply, we have to construct a withdrawal agreement which is legally sound and does not give rise to any uncertainty in anyone's mind." EBS Live Barnier addressed the media in Brussels after slow progress during the early rounds of last year's Brexit talks. It had been hoped Phase 2 talks had got off to a better start as both sides tried to determine the nature of the future UK-EU relationship. However, David Davis' criticism of the European Commission's decision to release documents warning Britain could face tough sanctions if transition period rules suggests tensions remain between the two camps. The Brexit secretary said, "I do not think it was in good faith to publish a document with frankly discourteous language and actually implying that they could arbitrarily terminate, in effect, the implementation period. That's not what the aim of this exercise is. It's not in good faith, and we think it was unwise to publish that." Mr. Barnier was in London earlier this week for a working lunch with Mr. Davis, where he told the government the time has come to make a choice, as he issued a major warning about unavoidable trade barriers if the UK quits the customs union. Reuters' Michel Barnier pictured outside the Reuters building, along with his message to the UK. He told reporters, "Mrs. May has asked to benefit from the single market and the customs union for a short period after this. The European Council has indicated its readiness to consider this request. The conditions are clear, very clear. Everyone has to play by the same rules." Theresa May reiterated earlier this week that Britain will categorically leave the customs union after Brexit, despite infighting among Tory and Labour MPs about Britain's post-Brexit trade plans.